Here are the best natural health foods from different cultures. Number 8. Kimchi Korea. Kimchi is a staple in its home of Korea, where it's eaten in practically every meal. It's made of fermented cabbage and radishes with garlic, salt, vinegar, chilies, and other spices. Kimchi is the Korean national dish and dates back to the 7th century. It was even taken into space by astronauts in an effort to create a version that would remain harmless even after cosmic radiation, and that they were able to do it. They came up with a version which was called Space Kimchi. Yep, that creative. Loaded with vitamins A, B1, B2, and C, kimchi is high in fiber and low in fat. This dish is also full of bacteria that help maintain a healthy gut. Some people even say kimchi prevents cancer, but hey, let's not go crazy now. Additionally, kimchi is known for its detoxification qualities, helping the body get rid of wastes and toxins, although I'd say having a functioning kidney and liver is the biggest key. Kimchi supposedly also has anti-aging properties, fights obesity, boosts the immune system, and even helps against diabetes. Seriously? Is there anything kimchi can't do? There are over 200 listed types of kimchi, which vary from mild to very spicy, and some varieties are better eaten during the heat of the summer, whereas some should be saved for the winter. Koreans love it so much that they say kimchi when having their photograph taken instead of cheese. And let's not forget that there's a kimchi museum as well in Seoul, South Korea. Number 7. Maca root, Peru. Native to the high Andes of Peru, the maca root is a root crop similar to the turnip family with a sprout of leaves above the soil. Growing at high altitudes in poor soil, this plant can be traced back more than 3,000 years when it was used in the area as a medicine and even as currency by the Incas. Historically, maca often was traded for lowland tropical food staples such as corn, rice, tapioca roots, and papaya. It also was used as a form of payment of Spanish imperial taxes. When they imported it back to Europe, the maca root was so highly regarded that it was used by the Spanish royal court. Unlike many health foods around the world, maca root actually tastes decently good, so it's a great addition to any diet, and you guessed it, it has plenty of health benefits too. The maca root is rich in calcium and potassium. A 2011 study found that older women have positive effects taking maca root, as it helps the side effects of menopause. As for the guys, a 2016 systematic review found evidence from a limited number of studies supporting the use of maca for improvement in semen quality in men. Pfft, sign me up! Maca has been marketed for its supposed benefits for sexual performance, although there's insufficient evidence that it helps with sexual or erectile dysfunction in older people. Maca is available outside South America in health food stores, usually in a powder form, which you can easily add to dishes for that extra boost that you may be looking for. Number 6. Kasha, Russia. Kasha is Russia's second favorite dish, and it can be eaten on its own or as a side dish at any time of the day with any meal. Known in the West as buckwheat, the Russians have a long history of making kasha into a kind of porridge and devouring literally tons of it every year. The average Russian eats 33 pounds of kasha every 365 days. A century ago, the Russian Empire was the world leader in buckwheat production. Areas for growing kasha in the Russian Empire was estimated at 6.5 million acres. So, why do Russians eat a lot of kasha? Well, the kasha is packed full of nutrients. It's rich in iron, zinc, and selenium. It's also a rich source of protein, dietary fiber, and 4 B vitamins. Kasha, despite its Western name buckwheat, is a wheat-free source of whole grains which help to lower the risk of heart disease while being an excellent option for those with a wheat intolerance. And finally, it's low glycemic, meaning that it breaks down into sugars much slower than many other heavy carb-laden foods, helping you feel fuller for longer. Try some kasha if you're looking for another source of fiber. Apparently, there's a saying in Russia, you can't feed a Russian without kasha, or something like that. Number 5. Marmite, England. Marmite is a store cupboard staple in Great Britain, yet it's little known outside of the British Isles. This interesting food is made from yeast extract, celery, salt, and spices, and is equally loved and hated by Brits. The only thing that comes close to Marmite is the Australian Vegemite, and again, this is something that's peculiar to its own part of the world. Apparently, when you open up a jar of Marmite and stick your nose in it, you'll immediately know whether you love it or hate it. There is no middle ground with this paste. You're either on Team Marmite or you're not. Whether you love it or hate it, what can't be denied is the fact that plenty of people still love it out there. British soldiers were given Marmite in ration packs during the First World War. Marmite is rich in B vitamins, including B1, B2, B3, B9, and B12. Marmite is a great source of magnesium, which can help calm nerves and aid restful sleep. It's also been revealed recently that Marmite may be able to reduce the number of seizures a person has and be particularly useful for people who can't take anti-epilepsy drugs or whose medicines haven't controlled their seizures. This was an early investigative research study, and while some of the findings are interesting, it's a long way from showing that Marmite can definitely help with conditions such as epilepsy or other neurological disorders. If you can get used to the interesting taste and smell, it's definitely an interesting health food to try. Number 4. Goji Berries, China. Goji berries, also known as wolf berries, desert thorn, or matrimony vine, can be traced back to ancient China and Tibet. They have a sweet and slightly sour taste and are usually dried for consumption and eaten like raisins. A quarter cup serving of goji berries contains 90 calories and 4 grams of protein per serving, which is pretty high for a fruit. It also contains 4 grams of fiber as well as 180% of the daily recommended value of vitamin A. The goji berry is mentioned in ancient medicine books, claiming that it can help restore lost body liquids and rejuvenate skin. It was also claimed that it can help to repair muscles and tendons and provide protection from illnesses. Well, the placebo effect is definitely an amazing effect. It should be common sense that goji berries should be used to help prevent illness rather than cure anything, but their supposed health benefits include increased testosterone levels in men and improved vision. Hong Kong scientists found that male rats fed goji berries significantly increased their sexual performance. Google rats wolfberry polysaccharides and you can read that report yourself. Not too sure if the same thing happens in us guys, but hey, it's worth a shot. Goji berries are pretty versatile too as far as taste goes. You can add them to smoothies, eat them raw as a snack, and even add them to soup for extra flavor. In recent times, the goji berry has become somewhat of a celebrity staple. Actually, that makes me less likely to try it, but that rat research would get me to do it more than anything else. Number 3. Acai Berry, Brazil. The acai berry is native to the Amazonian rainforest, and like many of the items on our list, it has a broad range of supposed health benefits. In 2004, it started to become a trend to eat acai berry, and the proliferation of various acai supplement companies often misuse celebrity names such as Oprah and Rachel Ray to promote acai weight loss pills online. Marketers of these products made unfounded claims that acai and its antioxidant qualities provided a variety of health benefits, none of which has had any scientific confirmation to date. Acai is consumed in the fresh form in Brazil, along with cassava flour and fish. It serves as a dietary staple in Amazonian riverside and urban center populations, especially for those who are poor. In a study of 3 traditional populations in the Brazilian Amazon, acai palm was described as the most important plant species because the fruit makes up a major component of their diet, up to 42% of the total food intake by weight. Whew, that's a lot of fruit. What exactly are the supposed benefits, though? Acai berries are supposedly great for your heart, as its antioxidant properties aid blood circulation, relax blood vessels, and help to maintain balanced cholesterol levels. It's also claimed that acai berries can slow down or even reverse the aging process. Their antioxidant properties are twice as high as blueberries and 10 times as high as grapes, so they do have that going for them. Number 2. Sauerkraut, Europe. Sauerkraut is known all over as a German dish made up of fermenting cabbage, but did you know it's thought to have originated in the north of China among the Mongols? Back then, though, it was fermented with rice wine, and apparently it was standard food for people building the Great Wall of China more than 2,000 years ago. Some say Genghis Khan is responsible for bringing it to Europe about 1,000 years later, while others say it was the Romans. We may never know for sure who it was, but one thing's for sure, it arrived in Europe and it's still incredibly popular today. The Germans used salt to dry cure the finely cut cabbage rather than rice wine. The salt draws moisture out of the cabbage and forms the liquid that accompanies the sauerkraut, and then, over 8 weeks later, boom, the sauerkraut is finished. It's a source of vitamins B, C, and K. The fermentation process increases the bioavailability of nutrients, which makes sauerkraut much more nutritious than the original cabbage. It's low in calories and high in calcium and magnesium. It's also a very good source of dietary fiber, folate, iron, potassium, copper, and manganese. Whew, you guys get all that? But remember, you want the raw sauerkraut, as it's distinctly different from store-bought canned sauerkraut. While many food manufacturers can or jar their kraut using heat in order to extend shelf life, raw sauerkraut is lacto-fermented and is alive with all that good bacteria and probiotics. Number 1. Cacao, Central and South America. Cacao and cocoa might look the same, and yes, they're from the same plant, but there's one important difference. Cocoa is the roasted form of cacao. Raw cacao powder is made by cold pressing unroasted cocoa beans, which keeps the living enzymes and removes the fat, otherwise known as cacao butter. Once roasted at high temperatures, it becomes cocoa. Confused? Yeah, me too. Anyway, we're talking about cacao here. Did you know it has more calcium than cow's milk? Scientific research has shown that it's an antidepressant that helps to elevate your mood. Google cacao antidepressant PubMed to read up on the study. Cacao is packed full of antioxidants as well as plenty of magnesium, which is great for the brain. On top of all that, it's the highest plant-based source of iron. The cacao tree can live up to 200 years in the rainforest and was revered by the Aztecs and Mayans of Central America hundreds of years before Columbus set foot on the shore of the New World. Cacao beans were used both as a beverage for rituals and also as currency in pre-Columbian Mesoamerican civilizations. At one point, the Aztec Empire received a yearly tribute of 980 loads of cacao in addition to other goods. Each load represented exactly 8,000 beans. Who can do the quick math there? The use of cacao beans as currency is known to have spawned counterfeiters during the Aztec Empire. I wonder how you could fake cacao beans. Here's what's next.
There are much tastier parts of the lamb other than its head. Roasted lamb's head is a popular dish eaten before Christmas in Norway. It used to be the poor that ate it, but today it's a delicacy. Count me out. Do you like rotting carcasses and seal fat? Well then I have just the dish for you.